So everybody, depending on when you're watching this, iPadOS 18.5 RC or the public version is now officially out. Let's talk about it. Now before we jump into the actual 18.5 update, I wanted to have a quick little section about the things that are still missing and that won't be coming until WWDC with iOS 19, the announcement, and then ultimately in September when everybody will get iOS 19. And although Siri did get some updates when it comes to Genmojis and the new look to it, being able to text to Siri, having a little bit more of conversational awareness, kinda sorta, and also being able to give you some step-by-step instructions on maybe some how-tos on some internal things that you can do in your settings, for the most part, the big promises when it comes to Apple Intelligence are still yet to be seen. Apple did announce Apple Intelligence back at WWDC 2024, and they gave us some examples of what this is going to look like on-screen awareness, some better conversational awareness, and ultimately those app-to-app interactions when being able to maybe go from one app to another app by simply giving Siri a prompt. All those things are still not here yet, and hopefully they do come with iOS 19, but again, it was just a kind of a shame that it wasn't around yet because I can definitely see a world where that is extremely beneficial as somebody who's been using ChatGPT pretty much primarily and has completely replaced Google and Siri for me overall on my iPhone as well as on my iPad. So hopefully iOS 19 does bring back all those promises that Apple mentioned last year, but until then, we're now stuck with 18.5, and now let's jump into the iPad and see exactly what we got. So let's hop right into this video, everybody, and talk all about 18.5 and what's new and what to expect when you do update to either the RC or the public version. And if you guys do want to check out this wallpaper, it'll be linked down below. But the first thing we do want to mention is the build number and build size. When it comes to the size, it's about 7.5 gigs, so give yourself a decent amount of space to update this. I don't know why it's so big, but again, we'll touch on that in a little bit, but give yourself at least 15 gigs of open storage to get this installed and installed correctly. And in terms of the final build number, you're looking at 22F5068, and that will be the RC edition, and then obviously, like I mentioned, the final public release number as well, and that's how you know that you are on the final version. So now the first thing I do want to bring up is that it looks like we're going to get some new Pride wallpapers when 18.5 does come around. So this is what it's going to look like for both iOS, iPadOS, as well as watchOS, and of course there's going to be some watch bands associated with that, which you can pre-order now. But like I mentioned with 18.5, you'll be able to get these brand new wallpapers on any of your iDevices, which I do really like, and it's a great little addition to the Pride collection. So now in terms of what's new with this update, so the first one's going to be a small one, but it's going to be in the Mail application. So if we open that one up, so a couple things here. The first one to mention is going to be, of course, so we did get all the new categories with the last update, but if we go on the top little ellipses right here, we should have a new option here called Show Contact Photos. Now this was an option that was built into the settings of the Mail application, so you do have to go pretty deep into the settings in order to toggle this off and on. But of course, this is a new little option to be able to toggle off and on the profile picture. So you can see on the left-hand side how they're gone, and if I tap on here again, they show up again. So it does show off either the initials or whatever contact picture you have for that contact, which is nice to have, especially because again, it was deep into the Mail settings before. And then next up, you might notice that yes, we do have the categories up here, which you've had for, I believe, an update now in total, but now you can see that there's another option creeping over here, because again, if you swipe over to the left with your finger, it shows that it's your all mail. So being able to go into there and see all your mail with one simple swipe is going to be a great thing to have, and you can just go back this way, and of course you can actually tap into here as well. So if I go here and keep swiping over, then you have your all mail nicely set right here. So this is a brand new UI element. The option was always there, but now at least people know that you have the ability to have one more little option over here. As you can see, swipe over and you have the all mail. The next update we had is going to be in the Apple News application, and when you do open it up for the first time in 18.5, you get this brand new little splash screen which shows you this beautiful UI of what it's going to look like for the new recipes section in the News Plus application. Again, you need to be a News Plus subscriber or Apple One subscriber to have access to this, but it is nice that they're not showing it off because I do think this is one of the better new updates to news that's had in a very long time, and I have been using this little section for some new recipes to find out, to cook, and then again see all the ingredients lists. So next up, there's a whole brand new warranty section. Go into AppleCare and warranty, it now loads up and gives you all the necessary information for all your different iDevices and all the type of AppleCare and warranty information that you have. So you can see here that some of my devices have limited warranty, others do have AppleCare Plus like my iPhone does. Some of them are coverage expired. You can even see all your different ones, which you can see right here. And that's not it. You also have some new UI elements in here as well to, again, make it easier to manage everything that you're doing. So we tap on this one, for instance, let it load up again. You have your serial number, all the device information that you have. The device is covered for hardware and service, chat and phone support. And you also have the ability to go directly to the Apple Support application or download it if you do not have it. And then also, if you press this little learn more, you get all the information that you have right here, as well as some new glyph icons and how to get in contact with chat and phone support and things of that nature. And then I did want to show off what it looks like if you do have AppleCare on a device. So my iPhone 16 Pro Max does have AppleCare, and you can see that it has a couple more check marks here, like express replacement, 24/7 priority access, as well as the other ones that were mentioned before with something like my iPad, which has the limited warranty as of right now. So you can see the differences, and then also see when you have coverage expired on all your different iDevices. A couple extra tidbits with 18.5 to take into account is that SMS via satellite is now available in the UK for all people using iOS 18.5, so I'm glad that that's now outside of the US. So interestingly enough, they have been going back and forth in this Photos application on how to recover items and delete items and in the trash in terms of the UI elements. But again, if you guys are aware with 18.0, if you go down to your recently deleted, which is locked via Face ID, you open this up and then you have the ability to delete them all or recover them all, or vice versa, one by one. You'd have the ability to press select here, hit the 3 ellipses, and then press recover all or delete all if you want to, or again go one by one to do that. The UI has gone back and forth with the different betas of 18.5, so I'm curious to see what the final one is going to be, but I do think the final version will be this. And you also have this little info button here, which is new, that says photos and videos show the days remaining before the deletion. After the time items will be permanently deleted. This may take up to 40 days, so just something to take into account here. And then when it comes to battery life, the battery life has been surprisingly great on the M4 iPad Pro. So if we go over the last 10 days here, we're getting about 2 hours of screen on time, but on those heavy days, like for instance on Monday, I used it for almost 7 hours and I still had plenty of space in terms of actual battery usage. So I probably could have gotten 10 hours of battery life on this day. On Wednesday, same thing, I got 4 hours and 20 minutes and I used up about 60% of my battery, so I probably could get anywhere from 7 to 8 hours on this day, with most of the time being on some more task-intensive applications like a USB-C, Orion, LumaFusion. Those are all the ones taking up the most amount of activity. As you can see here, LumaFusion as well, 3 hours and 30 minutes of editing on there, while being plugged into an SSD, then using the Blackmagic camera app, the Affinity Photo. So those are all applications that are very task-intensive that, again, will not drain your battery as fast if you're using some other applications like Safari or YouTube, or again, just browsing the web. So always good to know that the M4 iPad Pro has been a battery king, especially with 18.5. But now, let's finish up this video. So that'll just about do it for this video, everybody. As you saw, this is mostly just a performance update as well as some bug squashing to be able to get everything ready to go for iOS and iPadOS 19. There were some small UI changes, some small differences functionally that you were able to take advantage of here. But for the most part, battery life was something that had been optimized overall with 18.5 finally, especially on the iPad and on iOS. And now we're just getting ready, like I said, for iOS 19. So let me know in the comment down below what you think. Is this something that you updated to already? Did you use the beta version? Are you in the RC? Are you in the final public version? Let me know in the comment down below. Always curious to discuss. And maybe if you found some other little things that we didn't find, also leave those down below. But that'll do it for this video, everybody. If you made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, be sure to watch some of these right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everybody.